YouTube, how we doing? PPS here. YouTube play of the day. We got two spots today. We got one prop, one first half bet for you guys. Back, I think it's been since Thursday. Back with some college basketball, shorter NBA slate today, which is kind of disappointing. But we're back and ready to cash. Our last college bet was North Dakota. They ended up cashing for us. And yep, we're still in the red. So we gotta get 2 W's here and hopefully get us back into the green today. If you guys could hit that like button, I really appreciate it. And yeah, let me pull up my screen here and we will get this thing going. So we're gonna start off here. Play's gonna be right here on the side. It's gonna be Hunter Dickinson, over 27.5 points plus rebounds. Obviously, I think this is a pretty dominant spot for Hunter Dickinson. Looking at UCF as a team, top 3 scorers, all guards. I know they do have a 7-2 guy, Thiam. I just don't think he's going to be able to match up very well here in this spot with Dickinson, especially with Dickinson being able to shoot a lot better this year from that mid-range. On the season, he's averaging 15 and 10. Or 16 and 10, 15.8. Also, just looking at some of the things that I always like to look at in terms of these centers is, can these guys or defensively rebound? Right? Can UCF defensively rebound? They're bottom 20 in offensive rebounds allowed per game. That is not a recipe that you want to be living here when you're facing Hunter Dickinson. Hunter Dickinson is 7'2" as well, so he's going to be as big, obviously probably a little bit more athletic in this spot as well. So far in his first game against these guys, he only played 23 minutes, dropped 27 and 9. This is their home matchup. Obviously, I think him and Zeke Mayo pretty much going to do whatever they want. I really haven't been impressed with anybody else on this Kansas team. They're coming off of an L to Houston. But I just think this is going to be a spot where your big boys need to show up. Also, looking down just their lineup and stuff, right? In that game, Zeke Mayo and Hunter Dickinson played 44 and 45 minutes, respectively. DeJuan Harris played 46, did absolutely nothing, was pretty much running cardio. In terms of scoring, that's what I'm talking about, scoring and rebounding. He had 12 assists, so obviously didn't do 0, but when I'm looking for points and rebounds, he did nothing. So I think he had like 8 points in this spot. But we saw Dickinson 17 and 8 in that matchup. That is probably the worst matchup you're going to get, right? Because we saw a lot of doubles to Dickinson. We saw Badunga be the prime beneficiary, scoring 19 in that game. Honestly, I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with Dickinson. I think the pace should get us a few extra possessions as well. UCF is one of the top 50 teams in terms of pace. Just looking at them on the broader spectrum, UCF is ranked 32nd in pace, 70.7 possessions. It says they're a top 100 defense in terms of adjusted defense on Ken Palm, but I've watched a few of these games and it was not great. 99 points in that first matchup for Kansas, mind you, that was at UCF too. 99-48. Needed 24 minutes from big bad Hunter Dickinson. So not a huge Hunter Dickinson fan, like watching. I'm not a huge fan, but hey, today I'm a fan. We're gonna hopefully be able to cash with him and make some money. So that's gonna be our first bet prop there. If I had to choose, I would probably take points if you don't have the opportunity to bet this. So if you have the opportunity to bet this, obviously this would be number one, but I would take points as my number one option of the two if needed. Heading to number 2, we're going back to Toledo. We're going back to the first half over 75.5. I tried to get an under on them last game. I thought that would be a good spot. The under in the full game hit, the first half over hit. And then I remembered, why would I even try that, man? And Toledo, again, they're nice, man. I think that this conference is a little bit different than these last couple of years because Akron runs faster now, right? Ohio runs extremely fast. So Just looking at the overlying numbers, usually when they face Ohio, it's a tougher spot. They usually have some good bigs, but they're a top 50 pace team this year. They rank 211 in defensive rating. And one thing I want to point out is they are absolutely horrendous at guarding the three ball. I think they're the third worst 3-point percentage defense in the country. Not going to work well. You got Sonny Wilson on this team, averaging 15 a game. Javon Simmons still there. Sam Lewis, 14 a game. Their top guys, your top 3-4 guys, all of them over 12 points. And obviously looking at some 3-point percentages, they only shoot 33% as a team, but we have Lewis at 33, Lewis at 45. Then you go down the list here. We got a couple other guys over 35% on their list, but some of these dudes, like, when you look down these numbers and it's like, oh, this guy's 12 for 36, 33%. The Lewis is the guy who's going to have to carry him right here, where it's 29 for 65. Very good shooter. I think that could be a big spot here. Ohio also fouls a lot, which is something that I do like to see as well. Because obviously we want free throws early and often in this game, right? So just digging down even more in these spots. First half numbers, both teams top 50 top 100 in the country. My bad. Toledo averaging 36 points per game, which is 91st in the country. My thing for Ohio is they are significantly better at home offensively. 43 points per game in the first half offensively at home versus 34 on the road. I do like the spot being in Ohio. Toledo hasn't shot as many threes as in the past. Usually they're just a run and gun three only. But we do have a lot of very good guards here. I think that's going to push this pace up quite a bit. I think it's going to be a run and gun type of affair. Javon Simmons, 6'7", going to be the forward, kind of the big guy in this lineup, which is tough because they're going to be small. And Toledo does allow a lot of offensive rebounds this year. Lastly, heading over to Ohio in personnel wise, they are 3.5 point favorites in this spot. They're 11-8 on the season, but I just don't think that there's going to be a way that this Toledo team slows down Clayton. Clayton has been very, very good. Shooting the 3-point ball at 50% at home this year. He's their number one scorer, 6'8", going to be probably, I would assume, matched up with Simmons. I would assume. I just don't think Toledo they're just not big. They're not a big team. They've never really been a big team. But when you have your top 4 guys all over 30, I think we have a 39%, 38% from deep. It's going to be a tough spot for Toledo, especially when you're facing a team that is this much better at home than they are on the road. Lastly, before I let you guys get out of here, 3-point percentage. When I look at Ohio, this is going to be where these guys are going to be kind of tough, especially at home, because on the year they're 148th, 34%, 40.5% from 3 at home. I think this game is going to get crazy. If you want to think about how crazy that is, the number 1 team in the country in 3-point shooting is North Dakota State. They shoot 40.5% as a team. These guys shoot 40.5% as a team at home. So they're damn near the number 1 team in terms of numbers there. So really like both spots tonight. Toledo first half over 75.5. Hunter Dickinson over 27.5 points rebounds. Again, guys, I know I'm going to get the question. If you don't have points rebounds, it's on FanDuel. I just showed you. Just play the points. I think 18.5 is a fair number. So thank you guys so much. We're getting in the green today, boys. I'm feeling pretty good about it. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck. Huge slate tonight. Drop your best bet below. And I'm trying to find some of you guys a tail as well. So best of luck tonight, guys. And see you tomorrow for Pass the Prop.